Okay, this meeting is called to order. Could I have a motion to approve the bills, payrolls, and warrants?
So moved.
Second?
A motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so voted. Item 2, can I have a motion to approve the minutes of the June 26th meeting?
Move approval.
Second?
Motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. Does anybody have any announcements this evening? No.
Just a couple of quick updates. The Mass School Building Authority approved the Beal School moving to the next phase. So that is a good step regarding that project. I spoke to Senator Moore today. The bill is within Senate Council's office and basically in the stack of those land transfer bills that appear to be non-controversial and simply need to move through under roll calls. So with any luck, that will begin moving more quickly. And I would ask if we could, at our next meeting, plan to put on the formal call for the special town meeting and to have the override election on Election Day in November as another way of communicating to the State House that we're moving ahead. The MSBA supports it pending the bill passing. If we could take that formal step at our next one, we can show further again that the town is taking it seriously.
So, are we ready, once we get the land bill passed, to start schematic?
We're on to schematic now.
You're on schematic already?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Moving ahead to schematic, and that will be submitted the end of August-y, right around the end of August.
Oh, okay.
And that's when we'll ask, depending on how things are going, we may ask to come in at our second meeting in August, or certainly our first meeting in September to further update the board.
Okay, great, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else? No? Mr. Carr, anything to report?
Just one quick note for the community that Selco proudly cut the ribbon on their new solar facility, which many of the board members were there in attendance. So it's a heck of an effort by Mike Hale and his team to bring that project to fruition on the third and final try. And so we'll have a community solar project, which individuals within the community will be able to sign up for to receive their power from the new solar array on the landfill.
Great, thank you. Anything else?
That's it.
No?
I should note, excuse me, Mr. Chairman, we have been experiencing, unfortunately, discolored and brown water throughout the community due to several incidents, one including a water main break on the 4th of July and a subsequent hydrant opening of non-town doing within our low pressure zone, and we do apologize for the inconvenience, and we know that in instances it is much greater than a simple inconvenience. We have flushed the mains and through the hydrant system to the greatest extent that we can. We certainly, or when we do that, we get to a point in time where we are defeating our own purposes by increasing the velocity within the system and causing the system to be stirred up more than it otherwise would. That does take some time to have these pockets of sediment move through the system and ultimately out through the end user, which is the homeowner. We apologize for that, and hopefully we're nearing the final days of this event, and we don't have any further in the near future. The new water treatment plant, which will be online this October, is targeted to eliminate this problem. It won't be instantaneously, but hopefully, in the near future, this will all be behind us.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on to our next order of business. We have a 7:05 public hearing scheduled with Cadoba Restaurant, but they are not coming in. Are they just want to cancel this, or they ask us to continue it?
To continue it.
Okay. So then, can I have I need to open it, right? We'll open the public hearing.
Absolutely, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, and then entertain a motion to continue the hearing until our next meeting at 7:05. Does that work?
7:03.
7:03. Okay,
Yes.
we'll have it at 7:03. Okay, so we have a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second?
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so voted. Okay, 7:07, we have a meeting with Laurie Gaudette, Town Treasurer, to review and act on the and award signed temporary bonds and associated financing documents for the water treatment facility and the Beal Early Childhood Center. Laurie, would you like to come up? Welcome.
Hello.
How are you?
Great.
Okay, so we have some bonds to sign.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It's just the two bonds, one for the treatment plant and one for the BO feasibility study. And we're just rolling them again short-term for a year until we know more where the BO is at to borrow long-term, and then until the completion of the water treatment plant.
So how much are these for?
$1,849,983.
Okay. Okay, any questions on that?
Yeah.
Mr. Miskar, anything to add? No. No? Okay, I have a motion to award and sign the temporary bonds.
So move.
Second.
Okay, motion second, any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So voted. You want to sign those right now? We have like,
Valerie has them, so I guess she can have you sign them at the end,
That's fine.
if that works.
yeah, it's fine.
Whatever you like.
Okay,
Thank you.
that was quick, huh?
That
Yeah,
works.
good,
Thank you.
Okay, see you later, thank you.
Sorry.
Okay, get a few items on the new business. I think we can move through quickly. Item 7 is to review and act on the Commission Disabilities appointments pursuant to MGL Chapter 40, Section 8J of Mary Ellen Coster of 35 Harrington Ave for a 3-year term to expire June 30th, 2021. And reappointment of Diane Burns of 49 Monroe Street for a 3-year term to expire June 30, 2021.
Move
Second.
Yeah, move approval, sorry.
Okay.
Starting, then
We
I
have
read, I
motion
was
and
making
second.
sure we were looking to approve that.
Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. Item 8 is to review and act on the Historical Commission appointments pursuant to MGL 40, Section 8D of Linda Davis of 154 Boylston Street and Max German of 29 Park Street for 3-year terms to expire on June 30th, 2021. And the reappointment of Michael Perner of 42 Plainfield Avenue and Harold Richardson of 17 John Street for 3-year terms to expire June 30, 2021.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, motion second, any further discussion? There being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. Item 9 is to review and act on the Conservation Commission, excuse me, reappointments pursuant to MGL 40, Section 8C of Kenneth Polito of 8 Tasset Circle, Jason Port of 43 Woodland Road, and Martha Gausch of 16 Rockwell Drive for 3-year terms to expire June 30th, 2021.
Move approval.
Second.
Okay, any motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, so voted. Okay, next order of business is to review and act to sign the traffic rules and orders, Article 7, Section 10, obedience to isolated stop signs to include a stop sign for eastbound drivers on Wheelock Street at Boylston Circle. So, we already approved this, we just gotta sign it. We have a motion to sign the traffic rules and orders.
So move.
So move. Second.
Okay, motion is second, all those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, so voted. We need to sign that too, right? Okay, all right, the next order of business is to review and act on the host community agreement with Prime Wellness Centers, Inc., 235 Hartford Turnpike for a retail marijuana dispensary. Mr. Miska, do you want to take us through?
Sure. Unfortunately, my Google Drive isn't working for me right now, but the board had a discussion with Prime Wellness, Mr. Glowick, at their last meeting, and several, I think, prudent changes were recommended by the board to include some end-of-term items as we near the end of the 5-year agreement. The previous document had at the end of the 5-year agreement, we would begin renegotiations, but we have added provisions in there to meet more regularly throughout the term of the agreement, to review the status of the current regulations and general laws as it relates to host community agreements. It also moved to be more consistent with Prime Wellness's security plan in that their Chief of Security would notify the town police department immediately upon notification of any diversion or other incidents on site. I believe
that was it.
that took care of it. And also the addition of the provision as it relates to ensuring tax, the tax status of any subsequent owners or ensuing businesses that may take over this license was also added.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes,
I went through the changes that we discussed, and I'd like to thank the manager in the office for reflecting the conversation, certainly as I understood it. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Anything else?
No, I'm satisfied.
Okay, so, we've all seen the final draft. So what is the pleasure of the board?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the host community agreement with Prime Wellness. Any further discussion? Nope. Being none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? So voted. Okay. All right, quickly, correspondence. We have a copy of a letter dated June 25th from Chris Maynard, town moderator, to Sandra Wright, regarding the reappointment of Teresa Flynn to the Personnel Board. Item 13 is a copy of a letter dated June 27th from Christopher Maynard, town moderator, to Sandra Wright, town clerk, regarding Finance Committee appointments, so noted. Item 14 is a letter dated June 27, 2018, from John McCarthy, Executive Director, Massachusetts School Building Authority, to Kevin Mizikar, Town Manager, regarding the Shrewsbury Preferred Schematic Board Action Letter that Mr. Item 15 is a letter dated June 28, 2018, from Albert Dew of 682 South Street. It was a thank you for the scholarship he received, so noted. Item 16 is an email dated June 29, 2018, from James Vona, Fire Chief, regarding a press release. The Shrewsbury Fire Department participated in a cancer prevention and detection course, so noted. Item 17 is a letter dated June 29 from Kevin Mizikar, Town Manager, to Frank Stilley, regarding his appointment to the Board of Assessors, so noted. Item 18 is a letter dated July 1, 2018, from Otto Lice, Treasurer, Central Mass Regional Planning Commission, regarding the Shrewsbury portion of the costs and expenses for the Central Mass Regional Planning Commission for FY18. Those numbers were, I guess, certified through the assessor in February, and the our portion, our payment is $9,948.52. We need to approve that payment, right?
We did so.
Enclosed is the bill. Well, I guess, no, I guess that's it. Pay the bill. Okay.
We made the appropriation at town meeting.
Yeah,
so-
right, okay. Item 19 is a letter dated July 2nd from Kevin Mizikar to Virginia Leonard, regarding Council on Aging appointment. This will be her first term on the Council on Aging, replacing Susan Shaw, who retired from the board. Item 20 is an email dated July 2nd from Kevin Krasinski, Central Mass Regional Planning Commission, regarding a public meeting notice, which I believe was actually tonight. That was just a hearing notice on an amendment to, I believe, the TIP. And that was for interesting parties if they wanted to comment on it.
Did you say the TIP?
The TIP. The TIP.
The board that you sit on?
Yeah, Central,
Yeah, Mark
it's
is-
the
MPO
it's
TIP. MPO produces the TIP.
The MPO produces the TIP, but Central Mass is the staff for Central Mass Regional Planning. Part of it is the staff for the MPO, so they publish the hearing.
Okay.
Okay. Item 21 is a memo dated July 2nd from Jeff Holland, Town Engineer, James Hester, Police Chief, John Knight, Highway Superintendent, regarding the Walnut Street speed study request. This is actually kind of interesting that they looked into this and found out that there's actually a special speed regulation for that road already going back to 1980. And it listed the speeds at various parts of the road, and they're supposed to be posted already. I never noticed that they were, but.
Nobody else does either, trust
So-
me.
Well, in light of that, there is nothing to do, because this is already, it's already done. We just have to talk about enforcement, making sure the signs are up, right? Okay? Okay. Item 20.
Will you be sending the resident a letter? I believe this was generated from a resident.
Yep. Item 22 is an email dated July 2nd from James Voner regarding a press release regarding hot weather safety tips, so noted. Item 23 is a memo dated July 3rd from Dave Snowden, Administrative Assistant to Town Manager, regarding receipt of a recycling IQ kit grant of $40,000. That's to help educate people on the proper way to recycle, correct? Okay, thank you. That was a good.
Yeah, good accomplishment.
That was a good
Those
grant,
were
yeah.
his efforts, right?
Yeah,
David,
absolutely.
yeah,
Great job.
Well done.
And finally, item 24 is a memo dated July 7th, 2018, from Christopher McGoldrick, Assistant Town Planner, regarding the Boston-Worcester Airline Trail discussion. That seems to have resurrected itself again, and there's a presentation being made Thursday, August 9th, in the Selectmen's meeting room to discuss the history of the project and where they'd like to go moving forward, so. Okay, so noted.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Kane.
perhaps at the next meeting, you could update us, Kevin, on where we are with the work regarding the duplex concern in town and some of the other matters the board has asked the planning committee to, or the planning staff to focus on.
Interestingly enough, I was talking to one of the developers who've been building those in
Yeah.
town. And actually, he's done a pretty good job. He's building the one on Wesleyan Street or Wesleyan Terrace.
Yep.
And he said that the last bylaw we passed actually has put quite a damper on those being able to move forward. Those restrictions tighten that up a lot. So, doesn't stop it, but it just puts reasonable restrictions on it. And he said that one was very effective, so.
Now, I do seem to recall a bylaw change, or I've noticed in the way they're constructing some of them. Now, only the garage is connected, and then the home, it separates out 4 or 6 feet and goes back, so that the traditional duplex, you know, they're always fearful of hearing the people fighting next door. But
Yeah.
you don't have that anymore. I recall there being a change in the bylaw that
That's correct.
made them have a joint wall all the way through?
Common living wall.
Common living wall.
Right.
I just think we could bring it more into scale with the existing neighborhoods. I'm not looking to have anyone lose the value in a long-standing piece of property zoned for 2 front doors. But I do think there's a way to just work it a little more specifically.
Right. Yep.
Right.
Okay, hopefully we'll take care of that in the fall. Okay, any other business to come before the board?
Nope,
No?
Motion
not at
adjourned?
this end of the table.
Oh,
Not from
okay.
out here.
Yeah, anybody got? Okay, we just have to remember to sign those documents
Yes.
before we leave.
Yep.
Okay,
Some of
so we
us
have a
did.
motion and a second to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? Beautiful.
Okay, this
Aye.
meeting is adjourned.